Multiple losses is a topic that comes up consistently in my work with my clients. How do you cope with those different losses when they come in, they compound, and it becomes very overwhelming? So I thought that I would do a video to address this. For those of you I've not met before, my name is Christy Roberts. I'm a life coach, a grief educator. I'm the Global Self-Directed Healing Practitioner Trainer, and I'm also the 2023 Australian Women's Small Business Champion Award winner in the Alternative Therapy category. So when we're experiencing multiple losses, it's really challenging because you will be grieving one particular loss and then the other one comes in on top of it. And then this one comes in, and then out the back of your mind, something else comes. Over time, we accumulate loss. If you're alive, you're experiencing loss. And that could be through death, but it can be through many other things as well. For example, relationship breakdowns, divorce. It could be changes in your health and well-being. It could be job loss. It could be pet loss. It could be miscarriages, pregnancy-related losses, infertility, losing your belongings, losing your homes. How many natural disasters do we have these days? And I could go on. The list is endless. Grief by definition is actually the loss of something. Some of those losses are traumatic and some of them are not. Each loss, each experience, each person, each thing that we lose, we have a different relationship with, and therefore we will feel different about it. Now, when it comes to multiple losses, you will be sitting with one loss. David Kessler has a great way of describing this. He talks about the game whack-a-mole. You know when you go to the games arcade or a carnival and you have got your hammer and the mole pops up, bang, and then you've got to hit the other mole and it gets faster and faster. Well, that's a little bit like what multiple loss feels like. You'll be with one, the next one pops up, and the next one, and the next one, and it just gets so overwhelming that it's hard to heal and it's hard to move forward with your grief and work with the grief to move it into a more mature grief. Another way to think about multiple losses is imagine you're out in a field and there's rabbits. It's dusk and the rabbits are starting to pop up and there's a rabbit there, and that rabbit might represent your mother. And then the next rabbit might represent your brother. And then the next one might represent your divorce. And the next one could be a beloved pet, job loss, whatever it is. But they come in when you're sitting with one and you're feeling your grief or feeling your trauma, and then the next one comes in. That's what I'm talking about. So here are some strategies. What do we do? It's a little bit like when you spend quality time with someone, you just spend quality time with that one person. Grief is no different when it comes to multiple losses. So say, for example, you are grieving and you're with your mum, and then Ted knocks at the door. It's, "Oh, honey, I'm just with mum at the moment. Can I come back to you next Thursday?" That's what we do. We separate them. And we give each loss individual time. I'm going to say that again because this is important and it is the key. You need to give each loss its own individual time, and that's going to look different for each of them. It may sound like a lot, but it doesn't need to be. It can literally be just sending them love. It can be cooking their favorite meal. It can be going for a walk and just sitting with the energy, the emotion that you're feeling. It can be writing them a letter. It can be putting on their music and having a dance. You could spend a whole day. So it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't need to be big, but just sit with each one. And as the next loss comes in, when that happens, the whack-a-mole, the rabbits in the field, when they start popping in, just notice it and just say, "I'll come back to you." So it's a little bit like compartmentalization. Not a fan of compartmentalization, but in our minds we can have boxes. And we can bring out a box, spend time with that box, really sit with it. What's the emotion? What's going on here? How am I feeling? What do I need? And then packing the box up and putting it away. And then the next box might come out. So spending time with each box individually, each love, because grief is love. If we didn't care, we wouldn't grieve. So spending time with each of those losses individually in whatever way, shape or form looks good, feels good for you. So remember, it's like dating. If you are going out for dinner with somebody, you're not on the phone with somebody else. You're not well, you shouldn't be texting. You're not doing that. And so keep it one at a time. I trust that serves. I do offer free discovery calls if you'd like to talk in a bit more detail or have specific challenges around this. I do one-to-one sessions. And I also offer workshops. So please feel free to reach out if you feel that I can be of support to you. You know, we do live in this online world, so my work is online these days. I can work with anyone, anywhere in the world. So you take care. I am thinking of you. Grief is tough. Grief is hard, and it can really help to work with somebody or talk to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. And as a bereaved parent, as a grief educator, as a healer, as a coach, as an educator, I know what I'm talking about. So thank you for your time today. Sending you much love. Take care.